This week in my Dutch class, I was asked a question, and that was, which book has had an impact on you? And for some unknown reason, my brain gravitated to the books I read between the age of 7 to 10. And though they might not be relevant to most of the people anymore that are maybe watching this video, but for me, it felt like a cozy getaway that my brain wanted to have. And I went to Google and I was like, you know what, let me try and find all the books that I loved reading, or at least I remember that I have read. And this was the list. So, number one was fairy books. I loved reading anything about fairy. And Daisy Meadows and Lucy Mayflower were two authors which I loved, because Daisy Meadows had like so many different books on every type of fairy possible. And I loved the naughty fairies that Lucy Mayflower wrote about. Books like Potion, Commotion, and Bumble Rumble, and Spells and Smells. The second set of books was Animals with Their Imaginary World, A Visit to Bramley Hedge. I think this book, it's just so good, and it makes me feel like, why am I not imagining things like this as an adult anymore? I loved this one. And the third one is books by Roald Dahl. I have loved reading his work, and I loved the illustrations as well. There was a quiz I remember in my school when I was 10 years old, which was about choose a book, and there could be like a pop quiz, and I had chosen The Witches, and I remembered every single detail about the book. I was a very thorough, detailed reader. The fourth one is Enid Blyton, the famous five especially. That's more towards when I had grown up a bit and finally animals and fairies were not what I was reading about. I really enjoyed reading the set of different adventures these group of friends would have. And then the last one was books by Jacqueline Wilson. This was more the books I was reading when I was transitioning to teenage years. Books like Cookie, Hetty Feather, The Double Act. Just because I remembered all these books, I was like, you know what, I need to talk about this and see if anyone else has read the same books as me.